to news updates on Ebona, the 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles, 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebona FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that people are hoping for a new Nigeria.
You can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good evening and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM news update. Today, Friday, the 20th day of January 2023, and the time is 6 o'clock. Martin Shwekeze is my name. The headlines. Kano needed for Southeast elections to hold. Soludo. Federal government debunks tenure extension for Inspector General of Police, Baba. Peterobi might win in Anambra State. Soludo. Omar Gege to Delta residents take Okowa's money but vote out PDP. Deposit old Naira notes before deadline. Central Bank of Nigeria retreats. Russian troops launch local offensive in southern Ukraine. Now, the details. Kano needed for Southeast elections to hold. Soludo. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has reiterated his call for the unconditional release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in detention since 2021. Soludo pointed out that Kanu's release will play a key role in the peaceful build-up to the forthcoming general elections starting next month. The governor stated this on Thursday. He said he would send a formal letter to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Malam Abubakar Malami San, in a few days to make his request official. On his rumored presidential ambition, Soludo said the possibility of being president is in the hands of God, and only him knows who will be alive to become whatever. He noted that insecurity has become a huge challenge and a big threat to the 2023 elections in the Southeast, adding that critical stakeholders like Kano are needed to be around the table where security in the region will be discussed. He also commended the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, for his fast approach to solving security challenges, not just in Anambra, but in the entire Southeast. On the piece he wrote concerning the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peterobi, the governor said he wrote the piece for the sake of history, adding that he was only concentrating on his governorship duties for now. He said, I have just been elected the governor of Anambra State and have traveled to several countries and served in highest office. I am right now serving my people and I'm concentrating on giving my people quality governance. The Attorney General of the Federation will receive a formal letter of our request for the release of Kano in a few days' time. It's about the life and prosperity of the entire Southeast. We want peace and transformation to return. We need all the stakeholders around the table, he stated. Federal government debunks tenure extension for Inspector General of Police, Baba. The federal government has debunked reports that President Muhammadu Buhari has approved an extension of tenure for Nigeria's Inspector General of Police, IGP Osman Akali Baba. Minister of Police Affairs, Mumadu Magri Dingyadi, clarified a statement issued on Thursday by his press secretary, Osabuve Eshime. The statement read, the Minister of Police Affairs, Dr. Muhammadu Magari Dingyadi, has noted with concern a misrepresentation of his response on the tenure for Inspector General of Police by some sections of the media following his engagement with State House correspondents after the Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House on Wednesday, 18th January 2023. It will be recalled that after the first Federal Executive Council meeting for the year 2023, which held yesterday at the State House, the minister addressed State House correspondents to intimate Nigerians on council approval of a memo which gives legal status to police training institutions across Nigeria as part of ongoing police reforms to produce quality manpower that will institutionalize service orientation and enhance internal security. For the avoidance of doubt, the Honorable Minister, during the media engagement, also responded to inquiries on the retirement date of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Osman Akali Baba. His appointment was confirmed by the Nigerian Police Council, headed by Mr. President, in June 2021 for a single tenure of 4 years as provided for in the Section 7, Subsection 3, and Section 7 subsection 6 of the Police Act 2020, which amongst other states, that the person appointed to the office of the Inspector General of Police shall hold office for 4 years. These provisions of the 2020 amended Police Act should not be misconstrued for tenure extension as erroneously reported in some sections of the media. Peterobi might win in Anambra State, though. I wish Peterobi the best of luck. Let him go and compete as others. We, Apugal, are also competing in the same race. We have our own candidate, Peter Umade, who is also son of the soil, coincidentally from Anambra State as well, and he will do his own bit, get his own votes, he said. The governor referred to his piece in November 2022, where he said that Obi might win in Anambra but won't win the overall presidential election. He said in that piece, I even considered that Peter Obi might win in Anambra State. I did mention that. Soludo, however, doubted the chances of Obi to win the overall presidential election next month. Governor Soludo, who is the new national leader of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, also said he has given Pete Obi all the support a state government can afford to a former governor like Obi, who was in office between 2006 and 2014. The Anambra governor said he has been fair to all parties campaigning in the state and has not denied them facilities to use for rallies. Recall that Soludo and Obi were at loggerheads over the state of Anambra economy and investments. The Anambra governor, Soludo, had said that the investments Obi left in government are worth close to nothing. But in his reply, however, Obi said he did his little as governor of Anambra State and urged Soludo to do his best in the state as an economic professor. The two, after the tirade, met at a public function in Oka where they embraced each other, a development that has been described by many as reconciliation move. Omo Agege to Delta residents, take Okowa's money but vote out PDP. Deputy Senate President and Delta All Progressive Congress governorship candidate, Senator Ovie Omo Agege, has told residents of the state to feel free to collect any money offered them as last-minute bribes by Governor Ifeanyi Okowa and the People's Democratic Party, but make sure they vote them out in the coming elections. Senator Omo Agege gave the charge on Wednesday when the ongoing word-to-word campaigns of the APC touched down in Jesse, Etiop West, and Eku, and Abaraka in Etiop East local government areas of Delta State. He urged Deltans to be resolute in their determination to end the suffering imposed by the Governor Okowa-led PDP government in nearly 8 years and asked that they should take any money offered in whatever guise, but proceed to vote PDP out. Senator Omar Gege said Governor Okowa punished Deltans for nearly 8 years of his administration by cornering the common patrimony for his personal political ambition of becoming a vice president, refused to pay retirees their gratuities, failed to implement minimum wage for workers, while arbitrarily increasing school fees of state-owned tertiary institutions. He therefore called on Deltas to reward Governor Okowa and PDP by voting all candidates of the All Progressive Congress in the election and extinguish PDP from Delta State. He called on political leaders who have condoned Governor Okowa's misrule to publicly apologize to Deltans. He pointed out that the Eku Baptist Hospital, which was once the pride of Deltans, had under the PDP-led government of Dr. Okowa become a shadow of itself. He promised to bring the hospital back to life when elected governor. Deposit old Naira notes before deadline. Central Bank of Nigeria retreats. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has charged Nigerians to ensure they deposit the old 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira notes in their various banks before the January 31 deadline. Mrs. Olupaleke Ogundero, the CBN branch controller in Oyo State, gave the charge on Thursday during the sensitization program held across markets in the state. Recall that the CBN had introduced newly designed 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira notes with a directive that all old notes be out of circulation by January 31st. News reports that the Apex Bank sensitization train, which took off from the popular Dugbe market, went through Aleshiloye, Bodija, Bagi, and other major markets in Ibadan. Newsman reports that the sensitization train is also expected to visit markets in the 5 other states, namely Ogbomosho, Oyo, Ibaraba, Okeogun 1, and Okeogun 2. Ogundero said that the sensitization program was aimed at enlightening the traders on the new Naira notes and why they must deposit the old notes before January 31st deadline. She said that the CBN had dispensed lots of the new Naira notes to the banks. The branch controller allayed fears of non-availability of the new Naira notes in circulation, saying commercial banks had been instructed to load them in the automated teller machines, ATMs. Ogundero said banks that fail to comply with CBN's directive would be sanctioned. The January 31st is still the deadline of all Nigerians to deposit the old Naira notes in the banks. The CBN is doing everything within its capacity to make the new notes available for banks to dispense through ATMs. The bank have been instructed to load the new Naira notes in ATMs. We are conducting spot check to make sure that banks dispense the new notes through ATMs. We have visited some ATMs, and I can assure you that banks which fail to comply with CBN directives will be sanctioned, she said. And now we move over to the foreign scene. Russian troops launch local offensive in southern Ukraine. The Russian army has launched a local offensive near the town of Orikhiv in southern Ukraine, where the front has been largely stagnant for months. A Russian installed official said Thursday, our troops have gone into a local offensive around Orikhiv. The head of Moscow's installed authorities in Ukrainian Zaporizhzhia region, Vladimir Rogov, said, according to Russia's state media, Rogov alleged the front had slightly shifted and that some Ukrainian troops had retreated. Our troops are holding their positions, he said. The territory of the Zaporizhzhia region liberated from Ukrainian fighters is gradually increasing. The Kremlin has claimed it annexed the Zaporizhzhia region and 3 other Ukrainian regions, despite not controlling them entirely, while Moscow occupies large swaths of the south of the Zaporizhzhia region. Its main city, also called Zaporizhzhia, has not fallen to Russian forces. Russia has vowed to take control of the rest of southern and eastern Ukraine that it has claimed as its own. The front in southern Ukraine has been largely frozen since Moscow withdrew from the major city of Kherson in November. The Ukraine army did not mention Orikhiv in its daily report on Thursday. The fiercest fighting in Ukraine in recent weeks has centered further north in eastern Ukraine, with Moscow claiming to have captured the town of Soledar outside Bakhmut. Intense battles over Bakhmut, which Russia has been trying to seize for months, is continuing. This is where we draw the curtain on news updates on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Kano needed for Southeast election to hold. Soludo. Federal government debunks tenure extension for Inspector General of Police. Baba. Peterobi might win in Anambra State. Soludo. Omagege to Delta residents take Okowa's money but vote out PDP. Deposit old Naira notes before deadline. Central Bank of Nigeria reiterates. Russian troops launch local offensive in southern Ukraine. You just listened to Ebon the news update. News produced and read by Martin Efa and Shukwe Keze. Thank you for listening to Ebon the 103.5 FM news update. Once again, good evening.